Hello BookTube and Merry Christmas, or what other holidays you celebrate, or none if you don't. Today I have my Not a Christmas book haul. These are the books I've picked up over the course of December. The last one coming this past Friday. So these are not any Christmas presents. I did get some vouchers or gift cards that I can get some books later, but I'm going to hold off until January to use any of my Christmas money or gift cards to pick up more books. So anyway, let's get to the books that I've already picked up. So first of all, we have Putting the Science in Fiction. Expert advice for writing with authenticity in science fiction, fantasy, and other genres, edited by Dan Kodoldt. So this is an anthology of writing advice which features experts giving advice, writing essays, dealing with different subjects. And I've had my eye on this book for quite a few months and looking forward to reading it. Next, I picked up from Book Depository, and another book I've wanted for a while, and it's a genre that I routinely look for stuff in, is Stephen Fry's Mythos, the Greek myths retold. So this is basically just Stephen Fry's retellings of the Greek myths. I think there's a second book called Heroes that came out a few months ago that I'm looking forward to getting to. So yeah, quite happy to have this. Next I will move to fantasy, because normally I'm doing this in a different order, because the last book I want to show you is rather special and it's not fantasy. So anyway, so first I have the Dreamblood duology. This is the first book, The Killing Moon, by N.K. Jemisin. In the ancient city-state of Gujarat, peace is the only law. Upon its rooftops and among the shadows of its cobbled streets wait the gatherers, the keepers of this peace. Their duty is to harvest the magic of the sleeping mind and use it to heal, soothe, and kill those judged corrupt. But when a conspiracy blooms within Gujarat's great temple, Ehiru, the most famous of the city's gatherers, must question everything he knows. Someone or something is stalking its prey both in Gujarat's alleys and the realm of dreams. Ehiru must now protect the woman he was sent to kill, or watch the city be devoured by war and forbidden magic. Sounds fantastic. And this is the sequel, The Shadowed Sun. Love these covers. A city veiled in shadow, plagued by nightmares. Gujarat, the city of dreams, suffers under the imperial rule of the Kiswati Protectorate. A city where the only law was peace now knows violence and oppression, and nightmares. A mysterious and deadly plague haunts the citizens of Gujarat, dooming the infected to die screaming in their sleep. Trapped between dark dreams and cruel overlords, the people yearn to rise up, but Gujarat has known peace for too long. Hope lies with two outcasts, the first woman ever allowed to join the dream goddess's priesthood, and an exiled prince who longs to reclaim his birthright. Together they must resist the Kiswati occupation and uncover the source of the killing dreams before Gujarat is lost forever. So next I have the sequel to Lost Gods by Micah Yongo. This is Pale Kings. For centuries the Five Lands have been at peace, but now a nameless enemy is tearing apart their borders. When a young assassin, Nathan, is summoned to Sunam, He expects to help uncover the enemy, but is instead confronted with secrets from his forgotten childhood, all somehow linked to the ancient scroll he always carried. As the invasion continues and the supernatural forces responsible are unveiled, Nathan must learn the truth about the power that lies in his blood before it is too late. Looking forward to this. Probably will read this early next month. Also from Angry Robot, and a sequel to a book I read in this month. This is Jaine Fenn's Broken Shadow, the sequel to Hidden Sun, book 2 in the Shadowlands series. Okay. Rhea Harlan risks death for science. Accused of heresy for promoting an unorthodox cosmology, she must defend herself, her work, and her house alone. If only she could rely on her feckless brother Etienne, transformed through the combination of an occult scientist's experiments and the harsh rays of the Skyland sun. But she knows she cannot. When Dej, Etienne's half-alien lover, finally uncovers Etienne's dark secret, she runs off into the perilous Skyland. She is looking for peace in a world that has rejected her. What she discovers instead will change everyone's lives. Meanwhile, overhead, the very stars themselves are shifting. Rhea is about to find herself proved disastrously right. Cannot wait for that. Next, and another book I picked up from Book Depository because I did not want to spend about $10 extra to buy the hardcover, which is coming out in January. This is Master of Sorrows by Justin Call. The Academy of Chimbalu has stood against magic for centuries. Hidden from the world, acting from the shadows, it trains its students to detect and retrieve magic artifacts, which it jealously guards from the misuse of others. Because magic is dangerous. Something that heals can also harm, and a power that aids one person may destroy another. Of the Academy's many students, only the most skilled become avatars, warrior thieves capable of infiltrating the most heavily guarded vaults, and only the most determined are trusted to resist the lure of magic. More than anything, Aneve de Breth wants to become one of them. And this is book 1 in the Silent Gods. And finally, a book I have been waiting for since April of 2018 when I pre-ordered it. This is The Hanged Man, which came out December 17th by Katie Edwards. Rune St. John, heir to the fallen Sun Court, finds clues to his companion Bran's past on a mission into the ruins of his family estate. But while he's still agonizing over whether to tell Bran, a more pressing matter arises. Rune's ward Max is nearly kidnapped by the Hanged Man, who has asserted a marriage claim on the young man. Rune isn't about to lose Max to the Hanged Man and his court, the Gallows, which is known to have unhealthy interests in necromancy and mutilation magics. Urgency will lead Rune and Bran to the family of an old servant, whose own son has fallen into the Hanged Man's orbit. In going to her aid, Rune may find a way to free both young men, but only if he's willing to gamble everything on a decision that will change his life forever. So, as I mentioned in my December TBR video, the moment this came out, as I finished the book I was reading, I would hop on to this one. And I did. I read it this past weekend, or last weekend, this past weekend, and I have thoughts. And I will film a review video tomorrow, but yeah. It's probably going to be a quite ranty review. Now, moving to nonfiction, because I have 2 books that I'm really excited for. I guess okay, so first I have a book I picked up from Alibris. The only used book from Alibris I bought this month is China's Cosmopolitan Empire, The Tang Dynasty by Mark Edward Lewis. This is published through the Belknap Press of Harvard. It's a history of one of China's medieval dynasties, and I love this book. Absolutely love this book. Let me read you the bit of the summary. The Tang Dynasty is often called China's Golden Age, a period of commercial, religious, and cultural connections from Korea and Japan to the Persian Gulf, and a time of unsurpassed literary creativity. Mark Lewis captures a dynamic era in which the empire reached its greatest geographical extent under Chinese rule. Painting and ceramic arts flourished, women played a major role both as rulers and in the economy, and China produced its finest lyric poets in Wang Wei, Li Bo, and Du Fu. I read this book a year or two ago. I interlibrary loaned it, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it, and I am happy to have it in my collection. Next, I have two nonfiction books that came out earlier this year. The first is Imagined Life, a speculative scientific journey among the exoplanets in search of intelligent aliens, ice creatures, and supergravity animals, by James Trefil and Michael Summers, which is looking at, like, speculating over the possibilities of extraterrestrial life, and really looking forward to reading that. And finally, Big Wonderful Thing, A History of Texas by Stephen Harrigan. Yeah, I wanted this book for a while, and I dithered on whether I should go ahead and buy it or wait until the hardcover the paperback releases, but I couldn't wait for it, and so I bought it. I splurged, and I'm quite happy for it. So definitely I cannot wait to get around to reading that. And so those 11 books were the books I collected over the course of December. I will now go log them into my catalog. I have a catalog where I list all the books I have. Currently, this will take me over 600. And then I will have to shelve them and figure out whether or not I want to go ahead and rearrange my bookshelves again. So anyway, and if I do, I will do a video where I talk about that. So until then, thank you, BookTube.